There we go. I see I had myself muted. And now I am live. So it's been about 6 months since I've been live, or 3 months, 3 to 6 months. It's been a long time, and it's almost like a spontaneous live show tonight. I hope you guys can hear. I turned it back on. Luke is saying volume. Maybe that was earlier that you couldn't hear me. Let me guys know if you can hear me okay. And then we'll get going from there. And I forgot to hook up one other headphone so I can hear some other stuff too. So let me plug this in so I can hear the background music. That will help me. Take this headphone out, put this one in, and well, I can hear myself through that one, but I had another thing here which had all my background music. Let me see. Let me get to all my background music, and let's see if that will go. Bank 2. Yeah, it's there. All right, great. So 115 of you guys are here, and you guys can all hear me, so that's great. Perfect. Well, it's great to be live again. It's been so long. It feels, it feels different because I'm not used to it. But having something new and something different is good, right? So let me tell you about our guest. Our guest is Amy Robeson. Amy is an Akashic Record Master Teacher and founder of Sacred Awakening, which empowers people through her powerful Akashic Records programs. She speaks light codes and light language, and she shows you how to best walk your divine path. So Amy's going to be here. She's going to be talking about her NDE. We'll be talking about Akashic Records, and she will be giving out Akashic Record readings. So if you would like an Akashic Record reading, stick around. And I was speaking to her earlier, just getting prepared, and she said that as long as she can see your name, she can give you a reading. So if you're up for that, let us know. And I guess from there, let's bring her in and say hello. Okay, there's a little bit of music. This headphones don't work as good as my other one, so I have no idea how loud it is anymore. Let me bring her in right here. Amy, can you hear me?
I can.
All right. Well, Amy, you were actually on about what, a year ago, 8 months ago or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's great to have you back. Where are you from?
I live in Nashville.
Nashville. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm from
Wow.
Wisconsin originally.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's great. I've been there a couple times. Nice city.
Nashville or Wisconsin?
Nashville. Never been to Wisconsin. I'd like
Yeah,
to visit there.
both are great.
Both are
Nashville's
great.
fun.
Nashville's fun. Well, let's start with your NDE. Let's go. Let's start there first. Tell
Yeah,
us about it.
so um I was 20 weeks pregnant when I started having all sorts of different pain, like excruciating pain. And my husband and I decided to have like a baby moon trip. We lived in California at the time and we were decided to go out to Lake Tahoe. While we were driving, my stomach started hurting really, really bad. And so when I woke up in the morning, I thought, something's not right. I feel like I'm gonna maybe it's my appendix, maybe it's something, but it's probably nothing big, but I'll just go to the hospital. I didn't even bring my husband with me. I just went, thought they would give me pain pills and I would leave. Well, when I got there, they're like, no, this is something bigger. You either it looks like your ovary is twisted. So we have to operate immediately. And when you're 20 weeks pregnant, you don't want to get operated on, period. There's all sorts of complications. So um, it didn't turn real until they put the oxygen mask on me. So then that's when I said a prayer. And during surgery, I could feel myself like leave my body. And I went into a review. First, they showed me that I died after giving birth to my daughter. And that set off like a whole chain of other things. But this review from what I took from it was baby will be fine, I will die. And this has happened many times. And so came out of surgery and I immediately asked, is everything okay? Like, what's going on? They're like, good news, your ovary's not twisted. You just have a tennis ball sized fibroid and we can't do anything about it. And so, um, fast forward, I just had this fear of bleeding out, fear of bleeding out, fear of bleeding out, fear of bleeding out. And so I would have dreams of bleeding out. I would actually have past life regression dreams. I have a lot of prophetic dreams, but like I would have past life prophetic dreams of I either died or the baby died or both of us died. And then I would also have these past lives come through when I would be taking a shower, or I do a lot of stuff with past lives, but this was like the first time I ever had it just coming forward in such a way that just like was nonstop. Like this is trying to get my attention. And not only from what happened at surgery, but from what happened throughout this. And so I just kept begging my doctor, like, I need another ultrasound. I need another ultrasound. I need another ultrasound. This was during COVID too. So everything is very strange. You can't do much of anything. And so with that, finally, after 12 weeks of asking, I finally got another ultrasound and I had to go over the hill because I lived in Santa Cruz. So it's a tiny town. So you have to go to San Jose. And the what is it called? The ultrasound tech was like, I'll be right back. And I'll go, okay. And then he's like, I'm gonna need you to come back after lunch. I said, I already know there's something wrong. Like, I already know it, no big deal, I'll be back. And so come back and the ultrasound doctor is like, I'm just so happy you came in because what your doctor wrote this up for is completely different what we're seeing. And one of the other irrational fears I had was I didn't want my water to break whatsoever. Wasn't seeing anything about that, but I didn't want my water to break whatsoever. So he was like, well, you have, it's called VSI or something like that, or VCI. And he's like, the cord insertion's in a wrong place. So if your water breaks, your baby will bleed out. And you have placenta previa. So if you go into labor, you will bleed out as well. And so I need you to come back after this certain time and to determine if you're going to have a scheduled C-section at 35 weeks or 37 weeks. And so basically I ended up, because I begged and begged and begged and begged, and I saw what was going to happen if I didn't, I ended up having my scheduled C-section at 37 weeks, and my daughter was fine and I was fine and everything was fine. But I believe if I wouldn't have saw all that and I wouldn't have advocated and advocated and advocated, it would have all turned out the way that I saw it happening. I never had a fear that my daughter would die, though. I just knew that she would always be okay.
It's correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like to me that when you had the life review, you saw
Mhm.
potentially multiple past lives where you lost a baby, and perhaps this NDE was even pre-planned to help you make sure that you don't lose this one.
Absolutely. I feel like there's several things that happen. I feel like my amazing body was like, hey, because our cells hold memories. And so our body was like, hey, like, I need to get your attention and I need to get it in a major way. Because it wasn't even on my radar. Like, I wasn't having a bad pregnancy up until that point. It was great and normal. And then after that, from 20 weeks on, I couldn't walk, sit, or stand without being in excruciating pain. I felt like my stomach was ripping open. I couldn't do anything but just rest. And from someone that's used to going a million miles an hour, this was something new for me to do as well.
Did this experience give you psychic like abilities, especially the ability to read Akashic records?
I had already been working in the Akashic Records for a really long time, and I've been already teaching the Akashic Records for a really long time. And so for me, it was like it took everything to the next level because I would have to go into the records in order to receive past life information. I would have to go into the records in order to receive guidance, where this was just starting to it's on, it's funneling in, and there's no stopping it. I'm seeing it, and it's just there.
Well, how did you get the ability to access the records in the first place?
I started accessing them knowingly as an adult after I studied it for mediumship and meditation teacher and doing exorcism and chakra balancings and all that stuff. And then after studying them and practicing them, I realized that in talking to the guardians of the records that I've been accessing them as a kid. I used to know all sorts of different things as a kid, and I would timeline hop a lot as well. And so with the records, they can help you timeline hop. Like you can look at future possibilities and so I would have dreams about things that would happen when I was a kid and then they would come true.
What do you mean by timeline hopping?
Oh, this is a timeline hop. It's like you can hop on the timeline to see what is going to happen. And so I'll give you an example. Like my parents, we never went on vacation anywhere. So for the first time we were going on vacation and we were going to San Antonio. I was super excited as a kid to go. Like this was such a big deal for us. And so that night I went to bed and I dreamt about arriving at my great grandparents' house. I've never been there before, never seen it. This was my stepdad, so these are my step great grandparents. And their house was next to a railroad track. Um, my step aunt or step great aunt opened the door, and inside the living room, there's a queen size mattress. I could tell you what the house looked like, what the floor looked like, who opened the door, everything, the backyard swing, everything to a T. And so woke up, an interesting dream. Get in the car. My stepdad drives 24 hours. We get there towards the morning time, and the house is next to a railroad track. The woman that I've never met opens the door. There's a queen size mattress inside the living room. The house looks exactly the same, and the yard looks exactly the same. And so I've had things like that happen since I was a kid where sometimes it's not like immediately like that where it's 24 hours. Sometimes it will be a couple of years. Sometimes it will be a month. Sometimes it will be a few days. It just depends on what it is and what I timeline hopped to go and look at.
It's almost kind of like remote viewing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely say that I haven't studied remote viewing, so I don't know. I've interviewed people that do remote viewing, so I don't know the ins and out of remote viewing. So I guess from my knowledge, it could possibly be something like that as well.
Well, uh, if somebody accesses their Akashic records, what can it do for them?
Oh my God, the Akashic Records is one of the best life tools. Every word, deed, thought from the moment your soul is incepted is recorded in the Akash, and so you can receive love and guidance and support in any and all areas of your life. And the way that I teach it and the way that I use them is for the past, the present, and the future. And so if you're wanting to, let's say, build a business or you're wanting to learn something new about yourself, it's an amazing self-discovery tool. And what I love about it is they offer you alternative perspectives that you never would have considered. And it allows you to fold time in a way that you get to experience bigger shifts and you get start being more creative about one, what kind of questions can I ask? And then you start getting curious about why am I acting like this or why am I behaving like this? Or start getting curious about how this can help me and what I can do with the information as well.
Can anybody do it?
I believe so. And I think the veil is thinning and thinning and thinning and thinning. And there's more and more people that are able to access things in such a way. Now, I think the only people that's not able to do it is someone that, one, isn't interested in the Akashic Records or doesn't believe in something like that. But anybody that has a desire to learn and is being guided to learn definitely can learn it.
Are you aware of the halls of Amenti?
Yes.
What's the difference between that and the Akashic records?
Well, the halls of a mentee. had spiritual technology. It was for the Order of Isis, so the goddess Isis and Thoth, and they had different technology to do, and you can fill in the blank. Now, everything inside of the records is everything that's ever existed and will exist is recorded inside of the Akashic field. And so the Hall of Amantes is recorded inside of the Akashic field, just like your records or the records of crystals or the records of Earth or the records of other planets, objects, places, things. Even like chairs, microphones, anything you can think of has an Akashic record. It's all energy, it's energetic.
All right. Are you able to access angels and spirit guides as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the guardians of the records are masters, teachers, loved ones. And then there's angels in there and all sorts of different spirit guides. And you can speak to spirit guides and angels outside of the records. I used to speak to angels all the time when I was a kid.
Do animals have spirit guides?
I mean,
Well,
yes and no. I mean, their guides are different. They're here to love
mhm.
and they're here to share in such a profound way where they're just programmed to love in a different way, but they do have guides and they do have assistants, just like they have soul families just like we do as well. And sometimes animals used to be humans or used to be other types of beings as well.
Well, if our pets have crossed over and are waiting for us on the other side, can they be our own spirit guide in some sort of way?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen where different animal spirit guides will show up that are pets for my clients. And then sometimes they're not just pets, they can be other types of animals as well. But pets can definitely be spirit guides. We usually have, I always tell anybody that they have an animal transitioned to ask for a very specific sign for when they're coming to communicate with you. So, like one of our dogs that passed away, it was a dragonfly, and every time once she passed away, we would just had all these dragonflies that would come and hang out. And then we went to a lake one time, and I'm just floating in the water, and this dragonfly is just sitting on my head for over a half hour,
Wow.
just chilling with us. So the sign is really important, like for the animal spirit guide, because it allows them to communicate in a different way where it's like, oh, I got to pay attention now. Like there's something there for me to know.
Hmm. All right. Well, before you came on, I was introducing you, and I said that you were willing to give people Akashic readings.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you need to see your own screen, or should I just say the person in the chat's name, or how does it work for you?
I can pull up on my phone because it might be easier for me
If,
to
if you're looking at the chat, like what should we do to signal you? Like maybe if they put like a number or yes
oh,
or
so
like
we can do it either way,
because
Jeff,
there's
whatever's,
almost like 300 people in the chat right now. So
yeah.
I don't know who wants one, but maybe we should give them some
So
sort of
the
signal to
let's
let you know.
Yeah, so let's first share what no medical questions because we don't have enough time and I can't ask follow-up questions. You want to ask an open-ended question, so avoid yes or no questions. Otherwise, you're not going to get the answers that you want. And then I can't answer questions about other people. So I can't
Hmm.
answer a question about your son if your son's not asking the question. So if you want to ask a question, it has to be about you because I can't I can't say the word, access other people's records without their permission. So if you want to pick and choose, that's
Okay.
fine, Jeff. And then I'm happy to I just need their name, whatever their profile name is on their YouTube, and then the question.
What if they have a question like, I'm dating this guy and I want to know if we're going to get married or not?
That's a yes or no question.
Oh, okay, I see. All right,
That's a
so
great question.
that's a good example. All right, give us an example of an open-ended question.
Open-ended question, like how can I better communicate with my partner? I've been struggling a lot lately with finding my career path. What can I do to take those steps? Or what's my purpose? Like open-ended, and it can be about any and all areas of your life, just not a medical health question.
Okay, well then it's probably best if the person, whoever wants that reading in the chat, type that question in all capital letters. That way it'll be easier to spot among just the regular chat
Oh, that's
that's rolling
perfect.
through. And that will probably be easier. Um, all right, so let's see. People are saying they want to read. Okay, here's the first one. The name is Sandy,
Mhm.
Sandy. And any insights about my soul's purpose? Purpose. Thank you.
And it's Sandy, right?
Sandy, yeah.
They're saying the messages to loved ones are saying that you're the giver that keeps giving. And part of your purpose in life is to understand your ability to receive. I'm going to say that again. You're the giver that keeps giving, meaning you give, 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 and you don't take time to receive. So part of your purpose in this lifetime is to understand the art of receiving. So take the time to actually, when someone compliments you, receive that. When someone does something for you, receive that support and don't push it away. We have many purposes in our life, but that is like your main purpose is to understand and embody and master the art of receiving.
All right. Let me find the next one. I am here. Not sure about that one. It looks like it's TEA, the letter Q, and cake. It's all one
Okay.
word. TQ cake. And it says, I need a reading career path. I guess the person wants their career path.
There's something, you're supposed to do something in the medical industry. Yeah, you're supposed to just do something in the medical industry. So look at what really sparks joy for you in the medical industry and run with that. Um, they just keep repeating medical, 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 medical. You're supposed to be in the medical industry.
Do you hear that when you keep hearing, like, are you clear? What is that? Clairaudient? When
I'm
you.
all of it. So sometimes it's claircognizant, but when I hear it where they repeat, like
Mhm.
it's a repeat over and over and over again. So like that's emphasis on like the importance of that.
Do you hear that in your own voice or another voice completely different from you?
It's similar, but the tone's different. So my thinking voice and my clear audience voice is similar, but the tone and the inflection feels a little different.
Hmm. All
That's a
right.
great question.
Oh yeah. Well, as far as I understand it, the part of the brain that where your eyes are kind of overlaps the ears, and so when we all sit and read, even though we're not saying anything, we kind of read in our voice and we hear our voice,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then some people don't have that at all, which I find very fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That is interesting. All right, the next person. Can you tell people about their past lives before I
Yeah.
get into the
Yeah.
question? Okay, her name is Suzanne Gabriel.
Okay.
And it says, Amy, could you tell me about a past life and what lesson I was supposed to learn?
Yeah, they're showing me you were in archery, like that you like had mastery in archery, but there was this inability to take constructive criticism. And like because you're really good, like they're showing me like how good you were at it, but because you that was like your passion mastery, you one there was this part where you couldn't take constructive criticism like in different areas of your life, meaning like you had lack of relationship and lack of um, oh, I don't want to say that, but I'm going to say it. Lack of self-respect for others because you were so good at that particular thing, and some of the other areas in your life fell flat. And so part of knowing that is learning how to listen in this lifetime with the ability to, it's like they're wanting me to use the word effortless, where it's like this effortless feeling of listening without putting the defense up or the walls up before the person's completely finished. And it's like listening with your body, with your cells, where it's just like, I'm really here and I'm really receptive to receive what the other person is saying. So I wanted to tie it back to this lifetime because lifetime past lives, we don't want to glamorize them. We want to understand why that's coming up. And I like this question just based on she wanted to know what she didn't learn from it. So that's neat.
All right, I'm going to try to skip around a little bit around the chat so it'll help more people get a chance.
Yes.
Chris Zebra, what is my purpose?
They're saying fine lines. So what does that mean? Um, they're wanting your purpose is to skate really fine lines. And I'm asking more about what that means because they're just showing me it's about precision, precision in your decisions, precision in the work that you're doing, the fine lines. What else do you mean by that? Having the ability to co-create with fineness. So you're going to want to write that down and meditate on it because it's there's quadruple meaning in all of it, but this fine lines, I've never had them share something like that before. Um, Sit with that and meditate with it because it's really big for you. And once you meditate on it, it'll start to just become part of your frequency.
All right, the next one's from Carol. She is asking, where is my soulmate?
Where is your soulmate? Um, you have a friendship soulmate that is arriving in your life this year. It's really important to make room for this friendship, but the friendship is coming, the soulmate. So we can have more than just we can have romantic and platonic soulmates, and this friendship's a soulmate's platonic, and it's a female that's coming in.
All right, this one it's almost like two questions in a way, but I'm only going to read half of it because the second half almost becomes a yes or no question, okay?
Okay, perfect.
And the channel name is Perspective. And well, the person wrote their name at the end of the question, named Andrew Gonzalez.
Yeah, use that name instead.
Andrew Gonzalez with a Z.
Okay, perfect.
And what can I do better? What can I do to better manifest my desired reality?
Stop, pause, and listen. And what they're saying, it's important to listen to your heart. Your mind has a lot of clutter, and a lot of that clutter is actually old belief systems that are very ancestral. And then there's a lot of mind cluttered from societal collective, societal norms, societal everything. And so then you also have your own mind clutter, right? And so they're saying stop to listen to your heart. So anytime you feel like your mind's going a million miles an hour, stop, pause, get into your heart, breathe. And they're showing me it's like clear the mechanism could be the word that you can use, or you can even use like a selenite wand where you just go like this in front of your face and you can feel your energy just kind of sink into your heart. But it's clearing the mind will allow you to have clearer direction with your heart and allow your heart to lead you where you're wanting to go.
All right. Let's see here. This one is Nick Fire, Phire. And what is my career path this time?
You're you're meant to be helping people in a big way. Um, you're meant to be speaking. You're meant to be on stage, yeah, yeah, on stage, and you're meant to have a very big personality and really allow your personality to show. But speaking on stage, helping people, taking those steps towards doing that is going to be really big for you. But they keep emphasizing speaking on stage.
All right. Let's see. I have a question mark. Let's see. Okay, I see that. Oh, okay. This one's Bernadette.
Mhm.
Why do I keep incarnating on Earth?
There's several things. So there's karmic debt. So we have karmic blessings and karmic debt where we're making things right. Okay. So there's that component. The other component is there's a few more lessons that you want to learn, and they're doing few like this, like meaning more than just three. So there's a few more lessons that you want to learn, and when you learn them, your heart and your soul will feel completely rested. And so part of your karmic debt can be cleared up by just doing your spiritual work, working through your lessons, and acknowledging when you experience, I'm gonna put this in quotation, something bad, or a challenging situation, that you actually stop and pause and figure out what you learned from the lesson instead of skipping over it, because that will allow you to bring that into completion and not have to bring that forward over and over again until it's been acknowledged and understood that it's complete. Because sometimes you'll have lessons that are already complete, but because the acknowledgement isn't there, they keep coming up.
Is it possible that we're not supposed to access our Akashic records? Like maybe we shouldn't know what we're supposed to be doing here and it would spoil it?
No, because there are so many infinite possibilities of how something can come up. Now, there might be people that aren't supposed to access their Akashic records, but their Akashic records won't even be in their awareness for that. Now, with the infinite possibilities, the guardians meet you where you're at that moment in time. You have free will. You can choose what you want to do with that information. If you want to do nothing with it, if you want to take that information and run with it, but they're sharing is future possibilities, and they're not fortune telling. And that's really important to understand, because they may share, hey, you would be great at writing a book right now, but you decide not to write the book. That's not going to come to fruition if you don't decide to ever write it. So it's totally up to the person to decide what they want to do with that information. Also, sometimes the information that they share isn't understood right away. Like, it can take a day to understand it, or it might take years to understand what it is that they meant, because they plant seeds sometimes for opportunities for those seeds to be watered and to grow over the years.
All right, the next one is from Jenny, Jenni, and then just a P.
Okay.
What's my path?
Your path is to recognize that you are a natural born healer. And they're saying that's enough said. So just clear and to the point for you. Natural born healer.
All right, sorry about that. Let's see. Can you give names or is that really no? Because I know you can't really talk about other people.
once in a while I might get a name. Sometimes they won't give me a name on purpose, so it just depends on what the question is.
Okay. I wasn't really sure about that. My wife is telling me guiding me to get a certain. The name is Neely,
Okay.
Neely. Can I ask if my guides have been with me? And why can't I communicate with them? And then I guess she puts her last name too, Neely Brown. So are her
Perfect.
guides with her, and why can't she communicate with them?
Your guides are always with you. Your expectations of how you are meant to receive their information is slightly off than the way that they're communicating with you. And so they're saying it's really important to take the time to meditate because they'll communicate a lot through meditation. And that can be a walking meditation outside in nature, or it can be a sitting meditation. But meditation is going to be a great way to open up your intuition and your senses because you already have access to them. They're just turned down, and so they're always with you, they're always communicating with you, and you can ask for a specific sign that they're communicating with you so you understand what that is. And that way you can start working with strengthening your intuition as well. But they're always with you. I can like see at least 10 of them around you right now.
Hmm. All right, the next one's from Susan. And Susan, forgive me if I'm butchering your name, but it looks like Wojcicki. It's Wojcicki.
Okay.
And what do I need to learn this year?
Forgiveness of self. Forgiveness of self. So what is it that you want to forgive yourself for? And a lot of it's like just past transgressions, like past things that you some of it's subconscious, some of them you like really understand, but it's forgiving yourself because when you forgive yourself, you open up new doors to new opportunities. And you have a big opportunity coming your way.
All right. The next one is, it just has an M and a Q. I
Okay.
guess those are the initials. Can you please tell me my purpose here?
To be free. They're saying like your soul wanted to come here to be very free. Free in like movement, free in thought, free in expression, free in creativity. If you don't have a word for the year, that would be a great word to select. But it's this sense of freedom, like free, like freely expressing, freely communicating, freely adapting. It's embodiment of free.
Okay. The next one is Radiant Light 1111 or 1111.
I like it.
What's my life purpose, or what is my path? And then I guess maybe her name is Sissy. She kind of put that after
Okay,
it.
sissy. They're saying that your path is to be on the path that no one else has walked. You have many ideas of things that are very different and unique than other people. And they're saying that part of your path is to take those ideas and to run with them, with the understanding that you're not going to have a handbook handed to you. This is you like uh, creating the path itself, but you got to take those ideas and run with it because they're different and unique, and you came here to be different and unique.
All right. I'm still gonna keep doing these, but I just wanted to kind of jump in and ask a couple
Yeah.
other questions. Now, you speak both light codes and light language. What's the difference between the two?
So light language has light codes in it. So we can just say light language is a type of spoken spiritual um language. So light language is a cosmic language of your soul. When you're speaking light language or you're signing light language or you're drawing light language, it all has light codes in it. And what light language does is it moves past the conscious mind to the subconscious mind and it breaks you out of trance.
Can you give us an example? I don't know if you
Yeah,
can you speak it?
I definitely can. I usually do it in like a little tiny meditation. Can we do that?
Sure. Whatever you need to
Yeah.
do.
So is there anything, Jeff or Mara, is there anything that you guys or the audience too like wanting support with, like a theme?
Um, gosh, I don't know. Theme about, I mean, theme about what?
Anything you're wanting support with. So it could be abundance or
Oh,
it could be
anything.
clearing out confusion.
You mean, are you saying for us personally or just in general for the whole chat?
It could be either you guys can choose it or the chat can choose it as well.
Okay. Hmm. I guess you can say for abundance. We'll say that for everybody. For
Abundance?
abundance for
That's usually
everybody
a
and
big one for
for everybody.
everybody.
For everybody. How about that?
Okay, perfect. So don't drive or operate heavy machinery while listening to this. People can fall asleep, so we want to practice safety.
Right.
So you can close your eyes, bring your awareness into your heart space, receive a breath, taking a nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. Allow your grounding cord to root into the earth. And I want you to imagine, sense, or feel that you're being surrounded by a golden light. And that golden light is going to infuse around your entire body and being. And as it's infusing around your entire body and being, it's going to start to clear any confusion, any energy that doesn't belong to you, any energy that was forgotten or left behind through thoughts or experiences that does belong to you, but it's no longer serving you to hold on to. And I want you to imagine this golden light's coming into your entire auric field and it's going to scrub it clean. And as it's scrubbing it clean, I want you to feel, sense, or imagine your entire spine is getting stronger and stronger and your heart is opening up more and more. Torasi trukama, trasi trukumotri, papatrasi mudraha. Sanamurkanehi, trosimotrukumaha, sinemutrihi. Taking a nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. I want you to imagine your heart opening up, your hands are opening wide, and that the universe is blessing you. God is blessing you. Whatever sacred title you give that being is blessing you with more and more and more abundance. And there's just going to be this stream of light that's going to enter into your hands, enter into your heart, move through the crown of your head. And there's these beautiful light codes that are inviting more abundance in. And you might even be sensing, feeling, imagining what abundance you're bringing in or what blessings you're bringing in. Trosi kurumutraka, trasini murkuris, mutrapa tresini murkura patresi, trutsini murkara matrihi. Sonamo traha 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 trasinkomo trakaha. Taking another nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. There's going to be this color frequency that's going to come in. It's a particular color that's infused with abundance that's going to support you in attracting more abundance. I want you to feel that color surround you, entering into the cells of your body and being. Hokaramotrukupa harasitru mutraha sanamutru krisinamutru hatresitru kumutrakitra matra senamoha. Taking another nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. And then I want you to just give yourself permission to either download a message from creation, God, universe, whatever sacred title you give that being, or your guides that serve the highest good. And you're either downloading it or receiving it through your senses at this moment in time, or you're downloading it to receive it later. Torasi trukama trasinimurobo traha trasinimugraha. Taking a nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out, bringing your awareness back into your heart space. Another nice deep breath in, Cleansing breath out. Slowly blinking your eyes open, taking your time coming back to.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, let me get to another question here. It's from AK, and he wants to, I guess it's, I don't know if it's a him or her. The picture's too small for me to see, but this person wants to know what his or her purpose is here.
They're saying it's to be on time for the opportunities that you know you're supposed to take. There's always opportunities coming your way, and you got to be on time. You have to strike while the iron's hot, be on time. So basically say yes when you're meant to be saying yes, and it's to be on time with what you're meant to be doing.
The next one's from Kelly, and the question is, I'm about to graduate from nursing school and need some direction from guides on what to do, please. Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm just hearing find the hospital that fits your values, and you'll know first, define your values if you don't already have them defined, but you'll know in your heart when you walk to the hospital through the hospital doors, or you see the hospital like before when you're applying places. You'll want to look at the pictures of the hospitals that you're applying at, and you'll know if it's the right fit for you. But defining your values first, but you're meant to go into hospital first, and then you'll move to different places from there.
Do you access your own records very often?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yes.
Is there a limit to what you can learn?
No, the records have pockets and pockets and places within places within places. And so I think that there's like an infinite number of ways that you can use the records. And there's so much information, especially if you're like an old soul, because the guardians take into consideration everything your soul has ever experienced. And the thing about the records is how good can you get at your questions? And so that makes you a good a person that can ask really good questions. And I think questions are really important in life in general, even if you're not using the records or not, because it makes you stop and pause and look at things in a different way or question things in a different way so that you get more information. So it's curiosity.
All right. This one is from BC, and he has two questions. I'll read the first one. What should I focus on this year career-wise?
Making yourself a priority. So don't take a job that you're not allowed to have priority in the things that you're wanting to do, because oftentimes your personal life gets put on the back burner. So it's about making your career should allow your fund your fun, right? So, but your life has to take precedent first. And yes, while working can provide for you in life, you're not here to just work. You're here to have fun. You're here to experience.
There's an interesting question from the audience. This is from Mushroom. And I think it's a he from what I can see on the picture. Please explain old soul. And then the question is, aren't old souls all eternal and timeless? So like, aren't we all eternal anyways? What would make a soul old?
So there are some souls that haven't been to Earth a lot. And then there's some souls that have been to Earth a lot, where they've just reincarnated and reincarnated and reincarnated and reincarnated. And they've had many, 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 many lifetimes, where sometimes souls, they've been in the cosmos and then they decided to just come here for the first time recently. And so, yes, their soul is eternal, but their experience here on Earth is what makes them old or a newer soul on Earth. And so think in terms of humanness, like how long have they experienced humanness?
Let me ask you a personal question. Are you planning on coming back here next time?
No,
You're
no.
done with the earth.
Yeah, I'm not, I would be okay if I was meant to come back, but I know I'm not meant to come back. And I just I just feel it in my bones. I feel like I'm taking a different path than I've taken before. And I've taken many different paths, right? But I feel like this is complete.
Where do you think you will go next? Any idea?
S- So, from my understanding, is that when we transition, we go into review, we go into different levels of consciousness. And then once we are done with that level of consciousness, we upgrade to a different level of consciousness, then we upgrade to a different level of consciousness. And so, I think that's what I'll be doing, is just going through different levels of consciousness and helping where I'm supposed to help.
All right. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, but it's so fascinating that the majority of my guests that I ask that, most of the time the answer is no.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been thinking about it, and then I was going to, um, I spoke at an expo last year. I'm getting a chance to speak at it again.
Which
It's
one
the
is that?
Conscious Life
Oh,
Expo
wow, the
in
big one, and
LA.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
thank you. Like, I'm speaking three different times this year, and I'm really excited about it. And there's a guy there that they offer these um soul readings, and they were predictions from the Maharashis, and they used the Akashic Records, and they prayed to Lord Shiva. And when I was flying to Ireland, I heard about these ancient libraries that had these palm leaf readings, because they're Indian palm leaf readings. And I was like, oh, I'll get that one day. I don't know where, how, and then I just like left it be. Well, one of my assistants was like, hey, you got to come talk to this guy. And I was like, okay. Like, she's like, they do the Akashic Records. You got to go talk to him. I'm like, okay. So I went over there, and I'm like, this is what I said I was going to do. And so, it's really neat because they literally tell you, you don't give them any of the information. One, they may have your palm leaf, they may not. They do it by thumbprint. And um, so they find your palm leaf reading that was predicted a really long time ago. And they tell you your birth mom, your birth dad's name, birth mom, birth dad's name, and who you're married to, and your siblings on this palm leaf reading. And then they go from year to year what things are going to happen and things like that. And if you've reached a certain level of ascension where you're not going to come back. And it was funny because I was thinking before I even got the the email saying, hey, we found your palm leaf, that I'm okay if I have to come back. I'm okay if I don't come back. Like, that was my just, I'm okay with what it was. But when I got the reading, they're like, you're not coming back. I'm like, cool. I'm good with that. So, but it's really neat that these different connections with the Akashic Records and different things that you can get access to them, I think is really neat.
Hmm. When is the expo this year?
It is February. I know the date I fly out, so let me give you the
Oh, it's
exact
coming
date.
up
So
soon then.
it's February 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Oh, that's great.
And so if anybody wants to go see it, there's so many different speakers and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'll be live there, and we have a booth, and we're giving readings and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. I got it confused with the Contact in the Desert. I think that's like in the summertime. So I was kind of thinking that the Conscious Life Expo would be in the summer, but it's this winter.
Yeah, it's the same weekend, same time of year every year. They've been doing it for 23 years, and
Hmm.
it's a massive event. Like,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd like to get out there one of these days. All
I
right.
think you would enjoy it, Jeff.
I think I would too. Let me catch another one here. Her name is Natalie, Nathalie. What is my purpose here?
To find the freedom to speak your truth, um, for many lifetimes you were suppressed in your expression of truth and condemned for your expression of truth. And so you're here to speak your truth, share your truth, really be a big person that um, they're just showing me like you shouting into the Grand Canyon where it has like a big echo. And so you're meant to be like very much sharing your truth, your knowledge, and not being afraid of being persecuted for it.
All right. I just want to let everybody know that I'm not reading, aren't reading health questions. So please don't give me health questions. The next one is Antoinetta D.I., and then Mano, Manno. Antoinetta D. Mano. Will I ever grow into what I am meant to be?
So that's a yes or no question.
Oh,
So
that's a,
I
ooh.
wanna, I'm
I should have
wanting
got
to,
that.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay. So they're saying no because you're not meant to be what you think you're meant to be. The version through your lens right now, you think you're thinking you're meant to be this thing, and you're not even in the same shade. Like, and they're showing me this. Like they think you're meant to be blue, and you are green all the way. And so with that, you got to peel back belief systems that of what you think your identity is. And when you peel back those identities, you'll recognize that this is who you truly are. And so is that a possibility of recognizing who you truly are? Absolutely. So I wanted to just kind of preference all of that.
All right. The next one is Melanie Brewster. What spiritual gifts can I develop and utilize to help others?
The gift of seeing, um, I'm going to say it the way that I'm hearing it. They're saying the gift of seeing Thoth, you're connected to the Egyptians, Thoth, all of that. So it's gift of sight, but specifically the gift of seeing Thoth. Like you're connected to that ancient knowledge and spiritual teachings.
Okay. This one's from Bernadette. Why did Jesus show me his feet? That's all I have is the question. So,
So you can cleanse the path in which you seek. I'll just leave it at that. It sounds like a riddle. So you can cleanse the path in which you seek.
all right. Well, if people want to find out more about you, do you have a website?
I do. So you can go to theamyrobeson.com, and that's TheamyRobeson.com. Make sure you put the or the in it. I also have a 10-day free masterclass for the Akashic Records coming up February 17th. And so if you get on my newsletter, you'll get that information, or you can go to theamyrobeson.com/masterclass, theamyrobeson.com/masterclass. And we have a 10-day Akashic Record Masterclass where we'll be doing ancestral healings and all sorts of different fun stuff and more readings as well.
Besides the Conscious Life Expo, what else do you got going on?
I was just filmed in a documentary with Joe Vitale for Zero Limits. So that's coming out this year. The premiere happens in June. So I'm really excited about that. Joe Vitale was in The Secret. So if anybody knows that documentary and book, and we got, I don't even know, I'm finishing my book and doing other fun things that just taking one day at a time. I feel like this time is speeding up so fast, but everything's changing all at once. And so I'm excited to see how this year unfolds.
Do you get, I don't know if they're in the Akashic Records, but can you see like what's going to be happening in our near future?
I'll I'll get certain things. I don't ask a lot of those types of questions, but I will get certain things like when things are going to happen, or possibilities. Like I saw, I was just meditating and I saw like a cargo ship catch on fire and things like that. And then it happened in the news like the next day. Um, so I don't usually like knowing that type of stuff for obvious reasons, but I do like I did like a channeling for the age of Aquarius and things like that because I think those things are fun.
All right. Let me catch another one here. This person's name is Sedona Dawn.
That's cute.
And I guess she has a book. It says, "How do I make my book a Martin Scorsese film? How do I reach
Oh,
him?"
um, you need a PR agent.
Mm,
You need a PR agent like bad. You need a PR agent bad.
right.
Like,
I mean, I can't even reach Martin Scorsese, even if I wanted to, probably.
yeah, but just in general, like I'm looking at it as like a film. Martin's yeah, you need a PR agent if you're wanting to take your book. You also need a pitch and everything else that goes along with it. Um, but you got to get it in the right hands, and a PR agent will get you publicity that will allow you to be seen, which then will allow you to get accolades, which then will allow you to have the path to connecting to the right people.
Hmm. I guess that plus maybe, I mean, well, I guess you have a book. I mean, I was thinking, do you have to have a script already or in hand or not?
Yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, look at how book clubs happen, and then those book clubs end up getting a movie for them. So don't be attached to who directs it. Just
Right.
if you want it to become a movie, you got to get a PR agent, and I would be putting yourself out there consistently.
Yeah. If people want to ask you questions, do you have a contact form on your website or do they leave you like
Absolutely.
comments on a YouTube? Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's Amy Robeson, and
Mhm.
we do a live show, and I have a podcast that we
Oh, good.
release every Monday, and then we do a live show once a week as well, unless we
Once a
have a
week?
free master class going on.
And your live show once a week, can people come and ask for readings like here?
Sometimes it just depends on what the theme is. Sometimes we do audience choice. Sometimes we'll do readings. My problem with readings is I do them a certain time of year and throughout the year because I'll stay on too long. I'll stay on for 2 hours, and so I have
Wow.
to have boundaries with myself.
All right. I
So,
understand that.
but we will be doing one. We'll be doing two different group rapid fire readings when we do the Soul Evolution Masterclass series for the Akashic Record Masterclass series coming up. And so we'll do those, and I usually stay on for 1 hour. Then sometimes I'll do it where I pick people to come on camera, and we do it that way as well. So I do all different forms of it, but yeah, I do them. They're fun. I like it.
All right, cool. Well, after this, I'll have to go back. I didn't add it now, but I think I added your website at least in the description. Let me see. That's there. I thought I put a lot of your. I thought I put a lot of your. I got here your website. I thought I put some of your other. Anyways, I'll go back and put your YouTube channel a link in the description. But
Oh,
as you
perfect.
said,
I can
it's
send
easy.
that over.
They can find you just if they just put your name in the YouTube search. You should probably your
Yeah,
channel
Amy
should pop up.
Robeson. Yeah, I
All
will
right.
pop up. Definitely will pop up.
All right,
So,
cool. Well, before you finish up, can you leave us with a last positive message?
yes, the Guardians are saying that it's really important to activate, and they're going to use a different word as well. Um, Activate or encourage yourself to take leaps of faith this year, and not little leaps of faith, like standing on the edge and you're going to just soar off the edge. And they're saying that by giving yourself permission to take bigger leaps of faith this year, it will assist you in working through some of the shadow parts, some of the parts of your identity that hold you back in fear. And so give yourself permission to take big, courageous acts forward, and those fears will come up, and then you'll have the opportunity to work through them, which then will allow you to take that bigger leap of faith towards the next thing, and then it will just snowball into where you're wanting to go.
Amy, thank you for your message, and thank you for coming back and being my guest again.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. This was so fun.
All right, take care. You have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, she's gone already. Didn't even have to hit remove. Let's see if this is hooked up. All right, a big round of applause for Amy. So that was great. We got a lot of readings here and a lot of information, so which is really cool. And as you guys can see, I've only had one person comment so far since I've actually changed my background. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, I took out the green screen and just kind of you see the wall here and this window covering. It's just something new and I think it looks pretty cool. And I hope you guys are enjoying that if you've even noticed it or not. A lot of times you probably don't notice it because most of the time I'm side by side with the guest and it's kind of cropped in like this. So you may not really pay attention to what I'm up to, you know what I mean? So occasionally you'll only see me giving the question and you'll see all of this, but either way, it's something new and you know, I think it's good to change from time to time. All right, so let me tell you guys real quick what's coming up this week before we get moving on here, if I can get my calendar to pop up. And that is tomorrow I'm going to be meeting with Vincent Genna. He's a really interesting guy. I had him a long time ago, a while back. He is a psychic, and I can't remember exactly what else he was up to, but he was, he has a great personality, and I think you're going to really enjoy him. So I have to, I have to record him on tomorrow. I mean, yeah, tomorrow. I have someone about UFOs on Monday. Tuesday, I didn't put it in my notes what I'm going to have her. I think it's another psychic. Wednesday, I think I have somebody, but I didn't put it in the calendar. And then Thursday is a big day for me and for you guys. And I'm needed to kind of prep you guys on that because I don't know if you've seen the video I did with Elaine Thorpe, but she's up there. She is one of the best channelers on the planet. I mean, she's definitely there, and she's probably, I don't know, I might put her as equal as to Daryl Anka and Bashar. She channels a British man from the 1800s named Jonathan, and it was really amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to go check it out, and I'm going to probably make a posting about it in a couple days to prepare everybody. If you guys have questions for this channel, because it was just amazing how this woman turns into this man. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I think you guys will really enjoy this one. So I'm going to be posting that, like I said, in a couple days. And if anybody has questions for Jonathan, that's who I have coming up. I have another near-death experiencer on Friday, and then Lenora Russell on Saturday, and I think we'll be talking about UFOs and other stuff as well. Who's Jerry? Jerry Wills. I wonder if Jerry Wills will ever come on. Maybe Jolie. I don't know who Jerry Wills is. If you have a favorite guest that you would like me to get on, be sure to, people send me guests all the time. So if you look in the description below, you will see an email contact and send it over, because actually that's how I found Elaine Thorpe. And I find many of my guests, a significant number of my guests come from the audience telling me or asking me, can you please get, you know, such and such guest on? And so it's really helpful because there are so many amazing people out there and I don't know them all, obviously. So when people bring them to my attention, it can be, you know, it turns out a lot of times to be great shows. I'm sorry that I didn't get to all your questions. It's just, you know, she was already here over an hour and we planned for an hour. And I mean, we probably could have got, you know, gone for hours, you know, at least 2 hours asking questions. So, and people were donating. I was mixing between people who were giving money and who weren't giving money. So I wanted to try to be fair. And again, I apologize if I didn't get to your questions. If you did hear her say though that I think she has a weekly show, and on some of her shows you can ask questions directly. So you can go to her show and ask her, and hopefully she will be able to get to you and give you a free reading. Anyways, Elaine, Joe Sneaker Lover, Elaine, Jonathan is so good. Yes, Joe, he was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I guess that's about it. It was great. It was fun to have a live show again. Like I said, it's probably been at least about 3 months since the last time I was here. So it was kind of fun to be back live. I'm not sure when the next time I'm going to go live again. This was kind of, you know, it was just, I had it scheduled. We were actually going to do this a long time ago when I was doing the lives, and then for some reason I had to reschedule it, and it just got rescheduled this far out, and I didn't want to cancel on it. So I wanted to, I scheduled it, so I wanted to commit to it, and so I went ahead and committed to it. But perhaps we'll get back to it again. I don't know how many people are here new, because we've gained so many new subscribers. But in the old days, it used to be where I would just let anybody pop on and come and share whatever their experience was. But as the old school regulars know, that people came on and started trolling me and doing horrible things, and we thought we could control it, but we couldn't. And we couldn't control it, and then it just turned into a mess, and it was a big mess. And like I said, the old people, not old, you know what I mean, not old calendar wise, but the old guests that were here, or the old people in the chat were here, they know that what used to happen. And it was a shame. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. You know that we appreciate you and we love you. So have a great rest of your weekend. God bless you and good night.